Good morning, welcome home. My name is Whitney. This is Grace at the kitchen table. I'm looking at myself in this horrible video and I'm thinking, man, it's early. But they messaged and said that my youngest daughter has uh, softball practice at 10 o'clock this morning. And so I figured, you know what, this is the best opportunity to kind of get in what I want to talk about this morning. It's cold in my house. My husband loves it cold, so you're going to see me do this a lot. Um, I'm sitting at my kitchen table, but because, in the spirit of transparency, because there are pizza boxes all over my counter as I stare past this camera and things, because we just decided at one point last night it was quitting time, and I'm trying to get better about that. That there's no place to set the camera further off, so at some point you will see my kind of old vintage kitchen table that I love so much. But a kitchen table doesn't have to be a kitchen table. It can be wherever you're comfortable spending time with God. It can be outside on the porch. It can be in your bedroom. It can be in your car. I spend a lot of time in my car. Some of the best encounters, the most spiritual, wonderful, amazing encounters I've had with God has been taking my kids to the orthodontist. Honey, you can get you out breakfast. You do not have to be quiet. It's fine. Get your breakfast out. If you want some super focused video, this is never going to be it. I have 3 kids, 2 dogs, my husband who's still asleep, and the dogs who are still pinned up, and I hope stay quiet while I do this very quickly. Um, but there's going to be times you see the dogs run in or my kids pop in, and there's going to be times when other people are here with me, and that's just home. And that's what I want this to feel like, because God is everywhere. He's not just at the altar, He's not just in the building that we attend church at, He is everywhere. So, this morning I just woke up, got the message, and I thought, you know what, I'm not putting this off any longer. I've been really nervous about doing it, so I didn't want to do it, honestly. So I have found every reason not to. So there's no makeup. This is the same shirt I slept in. The only thing I've done this morning is woke my daughter up and said, hey, they're trying to push practice it before the storms hit. You got to get up. But you'll learn more about me and my family as we go through these videos. I want you to feel like you're part of this family. The one thing that made me start this is my mom. And her friends, and the times that I sat playing and while they talked about God and prayed, those moments impacted me more than anything. And you're going to hear me talk a lot about prayer, because I feel like that it is something that at times we have gotten away from. We have forgotten about the importance of prayer. And I'm seeing blue light all over these glasses, so it's driving me crazy. I can't hardly see with them, but it's fine. But today is not going to be a typical thing. It's not going to be a typical video. Not every video is going to be like this one. But this particular video is about dry bones, and it's a call. I don't feel like that I feel like it's a good beginning, a good starting point. I'm a wife and a mother, and many times I've heard my mom talk about how people have referred to women as the prayer warriors of the church, or the backbone of the church. The other day I gave my kids a big speech, and I won't go into it. I gave my daughters, I have 2 daughters and a son, but I gave my daughters a speech, and I referenced the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and I said, in it she says that if men are the head, then women are the neck, and I didn't understand it at the time, but they are, and the head can't move without the neck; it would fall right off the body. And I was just off on a tangent, but but I have seen women. Men are the leaders of the church, but women are the supporters. We're the prayer warriors. And if the women get preoccupied busy, exhausted. They just don't always move like they need to.
Do you guys need to come?
Yeah, they're fine. Just wash them.
Okay.
Because I can't remember Sissy and me washed them yet. But you know, there's jokes how women are the wives, mothers, the counts, the coaches, the teachers, the doctors, the baby fixers, the counselors, the organizers. We just are. But I feel like in recent years, especially since my bringing, and before I start this, let me make one thing very clear. I think that women can do anything they want to do. And I'm not one of those that's like, oh, you need to be a little stay-at-home mommy. No. If that's what God has called you to do, then do it. There's times I wish that I could. And what's wrong? There's times that I wish I could. Many times, in fact, but unfortunately, you know, my husband and I are also both called to be teachers, and teaching salary does not allow that. So,
Can I come?
huh?
Can I come?
Yes, you better come. Uh, so, in that aspect, it's just not something that the Lord has ever led or worked out. But because of that, and because of the many other working moms I know, it's really got me thinking about all the things that we do in a day. And one day I get up, wake up three other people. My husband drives a school bus, so once he leaves, we get up because he leaves very early. And when I get up, I wake them up. My oldest two get themselves ready for the most part. Occasionally, I still have to help my daughter with hair or outfit choice. Um, my youngest daughter can get herself ready, but I still have to help with hair and, like I said, outfit choice. Um, but I get up, I pack lunches, I pack snacks. We never get out the door. Just luckily, our school offers breakfast to the kids because I love my sleep. And if I had to get up earlier to make breakfast too, help us. I am trying to get up a little bit earlier because my schedule is so busy that I know that my time with God is going to get pushed by the wayside if I don't. But then we go to work and I work a career all day, I come home, I cook dinner. Most days, we do homework most days. I know you remember, I'm a teacher that's terrible about homework. Um, I get them to practice, I get them to games. I try to get a load of laundry in. My husband is great to help when he can, but he also coaches and drives a school bus and he does many things. So it takes everything and it leaves us exhausted. And so, and it's all with the best of intentions. Um, it's all because we've been told we can have it all. But what is it all? What are we sacrificing in the process of having it all? While we put our kids in every extracurricular coming and going, and all my kids are in sports this year, and honestly, I'm very thankful for that because it is something that's close to my heart, but it is something we pray for them to be involved and want to be around other people because if God uses them in ministry, they're going to have to talk to people. But while we're busy chasing the kids and chasing the career and having it all, what are we left with? I'm tired. I'm stressed. I'm downright exhausted most days. And am I taking time to teach my kids what matters most? Am I giving everything to God, or am I giving to what society says that my children need? That's kind of where I am. What seeds am I sowing into my kids? God has given me these gifts. He's given me generational blessings. He's given me experiences in my life where I have seen, okay, baby, demons prayed out, people, bondage is broken, marriage is restored, people saved. I remember my mother and her friends, you know, getting up early and sometimes a meeting to pray because they wanted their husband saved or their friend saved or someone to be healed. And I know that all of this comes from praying the Bible, praying and reading this Bible sitting in front of me. But our exhaustion and our chasing of all of the things, I feel like is leaving us to be dry bones. And God has repeatedly sent me to Ezekiel, and you'll probably hear a lot about Ezekiel because I honestly, I'm learning a lot about the Bible as you do. I grew up in church, and but then there was a period I wasn't in church, and church is a different. It's a different subject for me because my husband and I have moved through several different churches in search of something that I'm just now finding, and that is the church doesn't matter, Jesus does. And but as I study Ezekiel, which the Lord has brought me to, and you're going to probably hear way too much about and be sick of, maybe by the time I'm through with it. But he had talked about with Ezekiel, the Lord had showed Ezekiel about the restoration of Israel. And then he showed him a vision in the valley of dry bones. And it says in 37:2 of Ezekiel, it says, He led me all around among the bones that covered the valley floor. They were scattered everywhere across the ground and completely dried out. Then he asked of me, Son of man, can these bones become living people again? And I feel like that's where we are. We're scattered, we're busy, and I have said it before. So I've said it, I know, to my mother, I know, to my sister. I feel like that nobody can ask anything else of me. I have nothing else to give. Nobody, I have been touched too much today. I have been hugged too much today. If one more person asks me one more thing, or I have felt myself be grouchy when my kids come through the kitchen to get a snack, and it's 9:30, and I'm like, please, Lord, they need to sleep. I just need quiet, just 10 minutes. And I don't feel like that is an uncommon thought. I feel like, and I hope that you feel that way. I hope that I'm not just the weirdo mom that wants my kids to go to bed at 9 o'clock, but that feels like my daughter set her turtle here, but the way the camera is, you can't see Donatello, baby. I know he wanted him to be an internet sensation, but honey, one person, Mom may be the only person that watches this video. Who knows? But we are too tired to read our Bible. I even said I was struggling because I was going to have to get up early to read it. And when you think about that, how terrible that sounds. But many times, even when I do, I'm so tired it doesn't click. I sit in church and I'm either trying to stay awake, or I am working on my to-do list, or everything he's saying is just not clicking because I know that I'm exhausted. I'm just dry, and I look out amongst our congregation. He's gonna fall right off that table, and put him on the ground over there so the dogs can't see him and start barking. Okay. But but the world is changing, and our children are facing demons we have not yet to face. We're fighting battles we've never. Sorry, I'm worried about this turtle. We're fighting battles that we have never had to face. Because of that, I feel like this call, this time to wake up, the dry bones to rise, is more important than ever. We cannot do this alone. We cannot have careers alone. We cannot fulfill callings alone. Whether your calling includes kids, it includes a husband, or includes a wife. If you're a fellow watching this, and I'm mainly speaking to the women, but I know firsthand that in my marriage, my husband is my partner, and he helps so much. And he stays as busy as I do, and I see the sacrifices and exhaustion in him. So I don't feel like it's just a woman thing. I feel like that the devil has sought out to destroy us through good intentions. He has sought out to make us exhausted, dry bones that are scattered everywhere. And I think that, Lord, that the Lord asked Ezekiel then, and He's asking us now. Can these dry bones become living again? Can we reprioritize and say, hey, my daughter does have practice in 20 minutes, but the Lord called me, see, dog, the Lord called me to do this video, and the Lord called me to do this at this time. And the Lord I've not spoken to the Lord today. Can I make 5 minute time, 5 minutes in my car, something, anything? I thought that the more we lean on Him, the more we reach out, the more we are going to come alive. And the Lord will take care of us. That is the one thing I know. He will take care of us in every let them out shape, way, and form. Possible Hemi Donatello. That's in our animals. He will. There's the turtle. There, she wanted the turtle on the screen now. Here he is.
You have some outside?
Yeah. But she loves him. But in this, more than ever, we need to focus on God. And as you can see in the chaos of my home, I know that's not always easy, but hopefully my home, you're always welcome here. It can be your home too. And here, put this turtle up.
He's dead.
And
Buddy.
my home is your home. My table is your table. Comment, send messages. If you're watching this and you're local, ask me, or give me a thought of what you think about the time that we're in. I am not against any constructive criticism or even thoughts added to, because I feel like just like the Bible is
Can I
a
get him some
translation,
carrots?
just like the Bible is a translation, we often can read into different things differently. So as you can tell, I've lost my train of thought. That happens, right, as mothers, because somebody's always needing something. In this case, my daughter and her turtle. But the Lord is asking us, can the dry bones be living again? We need to pray. We need to pray together. We need to talk about prayer. We need to talk about God. He needs to be the forefront. Now, I'm not saying that He needs to be the whole entire conversation, because I understand that sometimes ministry is talking to someone about something else, and then you can slide in something about God, or building that relationship with them based on common ground, and then all of a sudden, invite them to church and let God do the rest. But that's why the kitchen table was so important when I was a grown up, because my mom built friendships and relationships with people of faith, and they prayed together and for each other, and for us. I have no doubt that those same women that were praying around that table for their own families was praying for us while we were in the other room playing. When I look at myself and my friends that have grown up, I know that prayer saved us. Prayer has continued to save me. It's saved me on more than one account, even in the last year. And this world needs the dry bones to be awakened. It needs us to pray and read and desire and be on fire, and in a way like it never has before. Our kids need it. We need it. We fight depression and anxiety and oppression and mental illnesses like never before. And I am not against medicine. I have been on medicine. But I also know that both with the medicine and without the medicine, that I still needed God. And that He pulled me out of the darkest times. The medicine may have helped me function, so that I could do the things I needed to as a mom and a wife. But God pulled me out of the depths of everything. So, like I said, this is a call. This is a call for us all, for myself, for us to wake up and think about our priorities and think about what we're teaching our kids and what we are teaching our spouses, each other, even ourselves. What are we saying to ourselves when everything else runs us dry to the point that we don't focus on God? So it's more of a challenge than anything. It's a call, it's a challenge. Find your circle, find your people, talk to them about God, talk to them about prayer, pray for them, pray with them. The Lord's calling us. We've been asleep long enough, we've been exhausted enough. He will restore all of the things, but we have to give to Him first. So, like I said, this is my first video, and I know I have kind of been all over the place because I wanted to do it before practice this morning, and also for full transparency, I want it to be like this. I want the chaos to ensue and all of the things because I want you to feel just like you're in my home. Um, because the one thing that I feel like I need is to feel connected to people, and so I want others to feel connected to us, our family, um, and realize that just because you put a video out there that you are normal like everybody else. This is just what's been on my heart. 2 people may watch it, and I hope it reaches 1. But I hope to do more videos. This is just the first of hopefully many. And hopefully by then, through time, I'll get better lighting and not stutter around as much. But this is Grace at the Kitchen Table. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you.